All right, we're live.
We're live, guys. Sorry about we've had quite a busy day here, but all right. Well, hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of Start It, Build It, Grow It, where business and contracting meet. Today we're going to be focusing on the startup years, right? The lessons learned and kind of talking a little bit deeper about the hiring process. So we want to use Randy's first employee, right? So if you want to just introduce yourself and tell you a little bit about your role as that first employee at Elite.
Hi, I'm Debbie Sinclair. My role initially was to basically run the office, what we call the back office, while he concentrated on production. So I came with a background in programming and oriented and very, very good with money matters, basically finances. So I kind of didn't really have all the experience I needed.
Okay. So So Randy decided to go with his first employee as his mom. And why did you go that route?
That's a good question. Let me tell the story. She had already been working with me when I was side of things, helped me with my paperwork, my detail things I wasn't very good at. And then when I decided to kind of branch off from that and start my own company, it's kind of a natural fit. She was in a place where she was available. For one, that was great. She was available.
Yeah.
And I knew I could trust her. I knew that she was really good with details and she was really good with numbers, and that she could help me with the back office side of things, which I was really bad at. So that was the thought behind it was, hey, one, find someone I could trust, find someone that's good at details, and find someone that's good with numbers. And that's how I went. How and why I went with that.
So now, how was working with here? You can grab this.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just right there.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
I did. I really thought we had a good meld, a good mesh. I had different skill sets than he did.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't understand at the time, what it took to be the entrepreneur, the person who is thinking of where to take the company. I was busy crunching numbers, making sure that everything was on track that way. So I grew a lot in watching him.
Yeah.
I probably fought him a little bit too much. Sometimes he'd look at me and he'd think I'm wearing the mom hat, and I'm like, this is the accounting hat. But then every now and again I make a mistake and put on the mom hat.
Yeah. So then how did you guys balance that, right? Because now you have this business you're trying to grow, but then you also have, I'm mom. How did you guys balance that?
It was and is an ongoing challenge. It always has been. But I think understanding each other and putting effort towards every time we did have a conflict or every time we did kind of butt heads on something, we were able to take a step back, figure out the reason why we were butting heads, and then from there make our relationship that much stronger and our business relationship that much stronger, because we understood where each other was coming from, where she was going to be a lot more conservative. And in a way, I hired her to tell me when and how to spend money so I didn't screw up by blowing it all and messing things up. So it's an ongoing relationship where we're always constantly learning and growing in that department.
Yeah.
But I think it all stems from understanding each other in how we think and where we're coming from. That has helped a lot when figuring out how to work with family and how to kind of build a business working with family.
Yeah. Okay.
It was huge. Communication is vital in any profession anyway. But because we both have the same kind of temperaments where we didn't hold anything, and there wasn't any undercurrents of, oh, I'm mad at you or anything like that. We just are both the kind of people that will say what we have to say and then respectfully and then blow it off and then move on. And I think that's a huge thing to take into any profession, is don't let things get swept under the rug and let them sit there and build up and not be discussed and not be taken care of.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep on going forward.
Yeah, that's great. You can't have like underlying animosities build up because that's why a lot of companies have a lot of issues working with family because they're not open. There's not open dialogue and they kind of build things up and then all of a sudden it blows up and then the relationship gets blown up, the company gets blown up, and everybody is just left trying to figure out what happened and what went wrong. Whereas just open communication, open lines of communication early and often could help prevent a lot of those issues that companies face when trying to build and grow a company with family.
Yeah. Okay.
One of the very cool things is that Randy allowed my input. You know, and as an owner, and I'm not an owner, I don't necessarily have to have input. You know, I grew up in the working world where the worker never gave input. But because he was open to that and was more a collaborative type of an owner, he did have the final say. Yeah. But I allowed input. I felt very, very valued because of that.
Yeah. Yeah. So clear communication and making sure that you actually had some input into it, right? And actually listening to what you had to say.
So areas where he wasn't strong and I was.
Yeah. So this one is specific for you, okay, for mom. So for me, when I started my business, when I started Suma Media, you know, obviously my family was a little bit worried about me leaving a safe career and stuff like that. Now, was it similar with Randy where you were a little bit nervous with him taking a risk starting his own company? And did you know that Randy was meant for entrepreneurship?
Yes, I had seen, you know, Randy very good at networking when he was young. He didn't wait for the phone to ring. He initiated the call to his friends and whatever he wanted to do. I saw him start business after business when he was little and learn from it and do real well. And then the tip of the iceberg was, you know, when your kid goes to college and they talk to you while they're at college, which is really cool, by the way. A lot of kids don't talk to their moms when they're at college. He didn't really tell me about all of his courses. But one day he called me up. He was so excited. We talked for an hour because he couldn't wait to talk about this entrepreneurship class. And I knew then that the handwriting was on the wall because he was learning from people who'd started businesses. And he was saying things like, I'm not going to make the mistakes everybody else made. And his whole face, world, heart lit up. I said, he found his niche.
That is awesome. That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool. Oh, man.
You remember that?
Hey, we're live. This is unscripted. I don't even know.
You remember that conversation?
I don't even remember that conversation. I've just been all in on business ever since.
I have no idea what other courses you took. Yeah. All I know is you took entrepreneurship.
All right, so let's talk about hiring. So especially in the industry, in the contracting industry, hiring is a very tough thing to really dial in, right? And I think Elise done an amazing job, right? Starting with you, right? Now,
you took a risk on me.
Yeah, right. So when do you know it's the right time to hire, right? And what positions do you look to fill first?
That's good.
Well, the right time to hire is before you need it. Okay, I know it's hard. It's hard to think about
before you need it.
Okay, think about that because I talk about this a lot. I talk about trying to become a visionary and envision growth for your company. So if you're really trying to grow a company, a really good idea is to kind of sit down and illustrate what that growth looks like 6 months, 1 year, 3 years from now, and then figure out what positions you're going to need to fill, or at least have an idea of what positions you're going to need to fill in order to reach those different levels of growth and start hiring. Narrow it down to the first person, the most important, valuable one that you think you'll need right now in order to reach a certain monetary goal or a certain level of growth in 6 months. Because you want that person, there's a time period of hiring, onboarding, training, learning the systems, getting a person acclimated to your system. You want to get ahead of that game. And I think where a lot of us fail and a lot of us make mistakes is we sell. Easy to do that, all right? It's not that hard to knock a bunch of doors and sell a bunch of roofs. But what happens is you have all this volume and you're scrounging trying to hire people and play defense. You're hiring people, playing defense, trying to get someone that has experience or you think they have experience and throwing them into the fire is a lot more challenging than hiring good quality people with character, developing them, and getting them into a position to handle that volume when the volume comes. So it's a little bit of a reverse thinking there.
Yep. And then, so how do you go about that hiring process, right? How are you enticing some of the best talent to come join the team?
Well, it starts with, with building a company that's attractive for people to come work for.
Yep.
Okay. So that has everything to do with your company why, your company values, how your company is perceived in the public. If you have current employees, what are they saying? Are they having conversations with their family saying, yes, I love this company I'm working for? Or are they having conversations with their family and their friends saying, I don't know, what am I doing here? Are they constantly looking for other opportunities?
Right.
Or have they bought into your company? And it starts there. It starts with you and employee number one, and it carries on. So the key to that is kind of, as cliche as it may sound, but build a company that sells itself.
Yeah.
That's a huge motto that we have, and my partner and I, and we've always looked at our focus is building a company that sells itself. We feel that if we can build a company, if we focus on that, it means that we're building a company based on our values, and naturally people start to want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Naturally, it creates a little bit of a sense of demand for people wanting to come work, wanting to be a part of a company that has great values, and that really invests and really believes in their employees, and that's where it starts. Yeah. So if you want to talk nuts and bolts, you got to figure out what the ideal personality is, or the ideal strengths are of the person, of the employee that you're trying to hire, and treat it like a marketing thing. Or like a sales thing, where you're trying to attract that specific type of person and be very professional with your ads and with how you go to market with that. You don't want to just write a 4-sentence thing on Craigslist and expect to get good quality people. Put some time and effort into creating exactly who that ideal person is you want to hire, and target their exact strengths, target that exact type of person. You can do it through your own email first. And again, if you have good one employee or two employees that are happy, and you let them know, hey, we're going to be expanding, we're adding on, go through them first. You'd be surprised at how effective it is to hire someone within the first, second, or third degree of your employees' market themselves. Like your employees' reach. Like they're going to reach out to their friends, family, colleagues, someone that they may have not talked to in a while, but that might fit that exact position you're trying to hire.
And
so
that's
it's
how we got a lot of our people. And if I could interject with how to actually put that into place, when we would interview people, we would look for not only the skill set, of course, and of course we learned how to ask the right questions to get the right employee for the right skill, but also is it a good fit? We didn't want to make a mistake, to hire and then have them not fit. There was a couple, but nothing disastrous. So, there was things that we learned, but mostly everybody we hired was a good fit. Now, to keep the atmosphere, the values that we have in the office, there's a lot of things that Randy and I watched for. I want to say one really big thing. We did not gossip and talk about each other behind each other's back. And as soon as a company or a business does that, you're in trouble.
You lose everybody.
Got to leave gossip and slander out. You build each other up. If we had a problem, we tried to build the atmosphere of go to the person. But we really didn't have the problems. And I honestly believe it's because the quality of people that we hired, and because we weren't talking about each other behind each other's back. Yeah. We don't have a water cooler.
I love it. Okay, so I actually have a friend, right? I want to say he's like 28 years old. He started a roofing company. Now he's bringing on his first employee is actually going to be his mom as well, right? Now, but I know, right? But how does he now go about attracting the best talent, right, and convincing these people that are very skilled to join his team over a team that's already built up and has proven themselves to the market?
Oh, that's a tough one. He needs to hire a sister now.
That goes right along with the same things of casting a vision. Okay, so if you as an owner have a vision for what you want and where you want your company to go, and you could project that energy onto your 1, 2, 3 employees or your potential employees, people want to be a part of something. It's human nature. People want to be a part of something that's exciting, something that has potential, something that can grow and be bigger than themselves someday. Yeah. So you got to kind of paint that picture for your oncoming employees. Like when you're first starting, you can't use the leverage of, hey, we have X, Y, and Z already in place. It's, we're building X, Y, and Z. Would you like to be a part of that?
Yeah.
That's the approach you got to have when you're trying to bring on good people.
And then when we hired them, we always told them, we have a place for you to grow here. You know, you're not going to just sit still in this entry-level position. We want to hire people that were excited about that.
Yeah.
And as you can tell, Randy's got just a little bit of energy, but he brings that energy to the place every day. And he had a lot of meetings. He would have meetings with all the staff, always keeping us in the loop, always telling us where we're going, you know, asking us what are problems, what can we fix behind the scenes. He was a people person. I'm a people person. Yeah. I have been told by a few of the employees that I'm the heartbeat of company. I can't take a better compliment. Yeah. But I think to tell all you people out there, that's because you've got to put your heart into the people. You have to serve them and put them first and let them know they're valuable and give them the training, give them the kudos, be there, be an open ear too. Sometimes I probably was an open ear too much. I do counsel on the side. So you don't necessarily need to hire somebody that's too much of a people person, but basically have a heart.
Yeah.
Have the heart and the energy. Yeah. Love people. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Check it out. Well, I'm going to interject here. If we got any comments or any questions, feel free to put them in. We're going to have a couple minutes at the end where we'll be able to answer some questions. I want to say hi, man. My buddy, we're talking about our first employee here, Mom, and first sales guy is my dude Donnie, who owns his own successful roofing company now, which is awesome. What's up, dude? How you doing, Donnie? Just saying hi. He's on. We got Ryan joined. What's up, man? We got Abe. A couple of you guys joined in. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it.
Oh, you mean Donnie Bruce?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, let's carry on.
Yeah. No, I like it.
Just want to say hi. Shout outs to some of the people who are watching us live here.
Okay, so what about, I think a lot of people in the beginning, they're used to wearing so many different hats, right? They're doing all these different duties. And I think what happens is when they bring on more people, they struggle to give up some of those tasks that they really should be giving up and delegating to somebody else. Do you have any advice on that of how to be like willing to give up these tasks for the better of your company?
Mom could answer this one a lot. I mean, we both, when we started, it was, we were wearing all the hats, you know, so it became difficult to then figure out which hat to give up first. You know what I mean? So that's the idea is, I think it all starts with understanding yourself, because if you kind of can really understand your personal strengths, and this may sound a little weird to you, but instead of focusing on getting better at what you're not good at, delegate what you're not good at.
I love that.
Find someone who's better at doing the things you're not good at, and that's where you start delegating. And then you start chipping away at that, at those hats, taking them off, and then you get to the point where you're wearing the hat that fits you the best. Right? Take off the feather hat, take off the fedora, take off the, take off the visor. Get down to the hat that fits you best, right? The hat where it accentuates your strengths the most. That's the objective, and it doesn't happen overnight. It's a long process, but step by step by step by step, you can achieve it.
And hiring people you can trust. Now, Randy was way better at hiring somebody and say, go for it. You got this. And I'm like, I can't do that. I have to make sure they're doing it right. This is money we're talking about, you know. So I was more of a control freak. So I really had to learn to let go. I still don't think I was terrific at it. But as we hired good people and as we trained them, I was able to, step back and let them grow and do that. But it's difficult, and everybody needs to work at that if they're not good at it. You know.
Yeah, that's something I can improve on.
He says hi.
Hey.
What's up, Dad?
Hey.
Says hi, Mom.
Donnie, our oldest, and not oldest physically, but one of our first employees that stayed the longest.
First 7, yeah.
That's
He's
another
out there.
thing.
He's out there killing it, man. That's the thing is he's out there killing it, slinging every day.
Yeah.
You know, it's great.
I didn't know that. That's awesome, Donnie. Come by the office.
Come say hi.
So, you guys kind of talk about as soon as, the environment at work becomes a little bit cancerous where, people are talking behind their back and stuff like that, it kind of all goes downhill from there, right? Now, how do you guys build a strong support system inside of the business where people are looking forward to going there and then everybody has each other's back?
There's a lot of things to be able to do that. That's like an ongoing thing. You got to treat your employees like you want to treat your family and like you want to treat your clients.
And be treated.
For us, our values, our motto, our values, everything we've built our company on is faith, family, honesty, integrity. And it's not just because we're family. It's treat your employees like family, and therefore have the expectation that they are going to then treat your clients like family. Treat everybody like you would your family. And having that as just a base premise of everything, it helps. It helps build strong, solid relationships. Now, you can't be expected, and we've learned this the hard way too, is early on it was, we're really, really close, but you're going to have different types of people, different types of personalities. Not everybody you work with or everybody you work for are going to want to go hang out on Friday or on the weekends. They have different lives and different things, but you got to figure out where can you come together and balance one another out while working together. Great way to do that, strengths. Understanding people's strengths, understanding their weaknesses. One of the best things we ever did for our company was we literally gave every single person a DISC assessment test, and then we brought them all together and we all discussed our strengths and weaknesses together. And then from there, we were able to kind of shuffle the deck a little bit and move people into the right seats and get people into the right positions in order to accentuate their strengths and move away from the things that they were not so good at.
One of the things I want to say too is it does go back to the way his dad and I raised him, with that whole integrity thing, and to not have your own agenda, not have it be about you. The world isn't going to revolve around us, and we constantly were giving out, constantly going out to helping and doing what we could do in the community, in the church, and inviting the friends in the house. And we had people in our house all the time. So we were showing them early on that you have to sometimes sacrifice. You have to lay down yourself, your agenda, and your pride to allow other people to be better and not to be competitive with them. And we just believe that we're okay, and it's not about us, and we want to be able to help other people, and that is crucial. If you've got somebody at the top that only cares about making money and being the best and doesn't care what happens to other people, you're not going to have a good company. And there's a lot of them out there. So you can tell I have a few years on me. So I've seen a lot out there before Randy started his company. And I just, burst with, pride, because I've seen what's out there that's bad. I have seen what's good. And I think that my son has topped even all the good I've seen. Because he was willing to choose and take on good values and good morals, and integrity is not easy.
No.
It doesn't come easy. You have to work at it. You have to choose that every day, every minute of your life. And you have to realize that you can't compartmentalize it and have no integrity over here and then have some here. No. It all melts together. You're either a person of integrity or not.
Yeah.
That goes along with it, practice what you preach. I've been asked the question, and I've had this conversation a lot lately, is like, why put yourself out there? Why are you, going out and trying to be like a thought leader within our industry, within a difficult industry to do that in? Because unfortunately, there's a lot of, black marks on our industry, and there's a lot of unethical things that happen each year. We find out about it on the news, or, people running away with money, ripping people off. And it's not just roofing, but all contracting has this kind of black eye over it, So how do you go out and be a thought leader and teach others how to do things the right way? You got to practice what you preach.
Yeah.
I mean,
first,
you got to live it before you can be about it. And I think that's a great lesson in all of business. If you're a greedy person, work on not being greedy, because if you're naturally greedy and you naturally come off as someone that just wants to make money for themselves off of other people, they buy in and trust you and trust what you're doing and trust that you're doing it for the right reasons. You know, so those are the things to, you know, I can't teach all about, you know, each person's individual strengths and weaknesses or their individual integrity, but I would really encourage people to work on themselves first. Mm-hmm. Work on themselves all the time, constantly. Never stop working on yourself. Never stop trying to be a better person. And then you'll naturally find more and more success, and you'll naturally bring more and more people into your inner circle that trust you, that believe you, and that want to go with you on your entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah. Wow.
And it's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
You know, none of us are going to be, ever. That's not going to happen. But it's about your attitude and being able to say you're sorry when you screwed up.
Yeah.
Too. You don't see that a lot in business.
It's not easy. It's not easy to do. Yeah.
People think that's a weakness. It is not. It is a strength, because you have just deserved more respect the minute you have said, I'm really sorry I screwed up, or, you know, I didn't get that right, or I got snappy with you, or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, Donnie will tell you we're not perfect. But you know what? In the end, I really look back at forgiveness, faith, mercy, grace. That's what's most important. And people forget in America today that what you give is what you get. Everybody thinks that if they've turned it around, I need to take or I'm not going to get it. Mm-hmm. And then a lot of times people end up on a really bad cycle of I've got to take because they're not getting. Mm-hmm. So we can relax totally and enjoy life knowing that we're putting out there. Measure we give is measure you get.
Yep.
You just can't deny that. And so it just keeps coming. And that's why he went from, you know, $0 on the first day of the business to whatever millions we're in right now. Mm-hmm. Huge. We don't even know.
Yeah. Just keep going.
We'll look at the report one day, but we don't care.
All right. So to kind of close this out, I'm going to put an open-ended question for you guys, right? Which isn't ideal, I know. But, you know, from those years in the beginning, what was the biggest lesson that you learned? And I'm going to start with you first.
Okay. For me, I know it's a different lesson from him, was to relax and allow him to spend money to make money, because I was not wired that way, you know, being the accountant and the detail person and bean counters, they called us for a reason. It was hard, you know. I'd say, oh, we're getting really low. Am I going to have enough money on Friday for payday? Because that was really big. Yeah. We've made every payday, and that's a big thing in roofing. People would come to us because people weren't getting paid. Yeah. We've never missed a Friday payday. We might have missed a couple checks, but that's okay. That's okay. In the beginning. Yes, he was amazing. He's like, we're going to pay the roofers, we're going to pay the project managers, and he went home and ate beans. So in the beginning, be willing to suck it up.
Yep.
But I learned that, yes, he's right. You have to make money, spend money to make money to a certain degree. Sometimes I had to bring them down off the clouds.
Yeah.
But because there's also two ways to make money. Either you don't spend it in places you don't need to, you save it, or you go out and you make it. But then sometimes you have to invest. Mm-hmm. And because
constant investment back in your company, I believe it to this day, and I will always be the same way. You always got to reinvest if you want to grow. Reinvest. You got to reinvest.
And to the people out there, that means your cash flow is going to get low. You know, and you've got to be able to say, okay, I could do this. This is just a little minor bump in the road, or, you know, wave on the boat. But as long as they're investing correctly, which he did, it took me a while to believe that. You know, I'm not the risk taker. He is. I like it close to the shore. But I became a risk taker because of it.
Yeah.
So
I'll answer that in a few less words.
Yeah.
You speak so
I think that the big takeaway, one of the biggest things I learned early on, and we didn't go to the beginning of the story when I tried to do all this on my own without employees, without like the right process in place. Yeah. And the biggest thing I learned there, it's not about you, it's about others. Like put others first and focus your energy on creating opportunity for other people and what you can bring and what kind of value you can provide to other people and their lives and opportunities for them. and it all just starts to reciprocate. Like, so we've just maintained that. Hey, put others first and always be focused on what you can provide for other people and how you can help others. It just naturally starts to reciprocate and comes back to you.
I see a pattern here. Yeah. Give and you'll receive.
Awesome. Well, hey, that is it for episode 2 of Start, Build, Grow, where business and contracting meet. Please reach out if there's any kind of content you guys want us to focus on. We're going to be doing this every single week. So please reach out to us, give us a comment, or go and give us a direct message, whatever it might be. And we'll actually take that information and build content around it. So that's it for episode 2.
All right. I'm going to interject. I got my quick sales pitch. As you guys know, I did write a book. So if you want to hear a little bit more about these topics, working with family, building a business, you know, some of the early stories, some of the failures, and some of what it was like when I was working out of my basement and had no revenue and no clue what I was doing.
Before me.
Way before
she came in.
We have it right here. Start, Build, Grow. The Contractor's Guide to Success. You can find it on Amazon. You can get it on Amazon digital. You can also order the hard copy of the book. We're still running our promo where if you buy the book, you get it from Amazon, send it, give it to somebody else, send me a screenshot, and I will sign a book for you, and I will send it directly to you. So it's a buy one, get one free, pay it forward, share, spirit of giving, give the book away, and I'm going to give you another one. Thanks. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.
I'll take up that deal.
Appreciate it. I got one. We sold one.
Yeah, we sold right here.
Mom.
One for Dad, one for free.
All right, we're going. Thanks.